Lighting up the way, Valley Electric Association.
In this week's court report, the former Nye County officer found guilty of the domestic battery charge he was facing connected to a reported fight with his ex-girlfriend recently has his case in justice court for a status check, and he still plans to appeal that guilty verdict. During Richard Jason Deutsch's latest court hearing, Justice Lisa Chambly advised that she will have to recuse herself on this case. Pursuant to Nevada Rules of Judicial Conduct, revised rules, a judge must recuse themselves when they are related to a party or witness in a case by affinity within the third degree. So Deutsch's retained attorney, Melissa Berry, asked that the case be set for another status check pending Deutsch's appeal of the case in which he is charged with domestic battery and injury to other property less than $25. Finally, the court set a status check on April 8th, advising that an order recusing and transferring the case to Department B will be forthcoming. Deutsch also has a status check in justice court on that same date for two other charges: injure or tamper with vehicle, damage $250 to $5,000, and injury to other property in a separate case connected to that incident in which his ex-girlfriend was involved. Deutsch was found not guilty of the two separate counts of disturbing the peace he was originally facing. However, since Deutsch has now been convicted of domestic battery under Nevada and federal law, he cannot carry a firearm, which now prevents him from fulfilling his job duties as an officer and a member of the military. Esteban Chavez Hernandez, the man police say was driving under the influence and reportedly struck a patrol vehicle back on December 15th and was then formally charged 4 days later, now has his warrant out for an arrest because he was a no-show for his status hearing in justice court. On that day, the defendant was not present. The prosecuting attorney, Patrick Ferguson, made an oral motion for a bench warrant. The court granted the state's motion and ordered a bench warrant in the amount of $1,000 cash only with the state of Nevada parameters. Previously, during Chavez Hernandez's formal arraignment, the defendant was advised of his rights, the charges against him, the consequences of a first, second, and third DUI conviction, and the ways he could plea. The defendant was screened as to his financial status. The court advised that Chavez Hernandez does not qualify for a public defender, and he would be required to hire his own counsel. The state did not oppose an OR release, so the court released the defendant on his own recognizance with the following conditions: no alcohol, marijuana, or drugs, and no failure to appear and no adverse contact with law enforcement. Notably, that failure to appear is a violation of his OR release. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 25.